Welcome back to another video on the channel, and in today's video we are doing another weekly episode of the League 2 Roundup. Obviously, as you can see in the background, it's not a normal setting where my videos are set. I'm currently on holiday in Portugal at the moment, but the videos don't stop and I've still got to get this League 2 Roundup sorted, because there's been a lot of movement in the transfer window this week. Still been a few transfers going around, a few rumours flying around as well, with incomings and outgoings from League 2 clubs. So yeah, let's get into the video and round up all things League 2. Let's get into the confirmed transfers then. Let's start off with Port Vale. They've announced a double signing this week, announcing the signing of Ryan Crosdale from Stockport County and Jaden Stockley for fellow League 2 side Fleetwood Town. Two real good experienced players there for Port Vale, provide some real good experience in that squad now. Jaden Stockley's scored goals wherever he's been really. He was good at Exeter, Fleetwood and Charlton. He's notched in the goals there. And then Crosdale's obviously got a promotion to his name recently at Stockport, so real good qualities there and experience, and I think that'll suit Darren Moore. Paul Simpson's Carlisle have announced the signing of Tyrell Thomas on a free transfer after recently leaving Charlton Athletic. I mean, if you look at his stats, he's played over 40 games for Charlton last season in League 2, so playing in the division above with plenty of experience. I think a drop down to League 2, he won't find it with much of a difference really. I think he'll suit really well. Obviously, Carlisle had the defensive issues last season as well. They leaked too many goals with them going down, so I think he could be a good addition to the back line there. I really like this signing from AFC Wimbledon, announcing the signing of Callum Maycock from Solihull Moors. Obviously, it's another player that's left Solihull Moors alongside Joseph Barra, but Callum Maycock was one of Solihull Moors' most impressive players last season. Really good technically on the ball. He can do both sides of the game as well if you need him to. And I think I've been impressed with some of the signings from Wimbledon. Really smart bit of business from all the signings really. So real good signing that from Wimbledon. Wimbledon also announced another signing this week, announcing the signing of John Joe O'Toole on a permanent deal. He was on loan last season at Wimbledon. I think a sense of continuity there really from Wimbledon, trying to sign as many players that were good enough to be part of the squad. So yeah, so it makes sense really for all parties, that one. Barrow have announced a double signing as well, announcing the signing of Connor Mahoney and Sam Barnes. Start off with Connor Mahoney, joins on a free transfer after being released from Huddersfield. Really like this signing. I think obviously he was on loan at Gillingham last season, but is one of Gillingham's brightest sparks in not a very firing attack for the Gills, but he's technically really good, off the right, a left-footed winger, he cuts inside. I really like him as a player, and I think Gillingham might be a little bit disappointed they haven't signed him, but I think them signing Jack Nolan fills that space really. And then we go on to Sam Barnes signing. He's been recently released from Blackburn. Obviously he's only been signed on a 1-year deal, so I think it's one we'll have to wait and see with him. I think this signing from Harriers is a really impressive one. I think it really replaces them losing Abraham Aldo to Peterborough. Then the next signing of Stephen Duke McKenna, who's been recently released from QPR. Really impressed with his signing. He was really exciting player at Sutton last season, I thought, and I think he's finally found a home there at Harrogate. And I think Harrogate have had some real good success of developing players over the years, and I think this one could be one following suit. Really exciting player on the ball, drives at players, and like I said, I think it'd be a good replacement for Aldo. That one, real good signing. MK Dons are, getting their business done early as well, signing and doing a double bit of business this week, signing Tommy Lee from Acton Stanley for an undisclosed fee, and they've announced a statement signing in defence as well, I feel, announcing the signing of Sam Shering from Northampton Town on a free transfer. Stuff with Tommy Lee, I think that's a real solid bit of business, really bolsters their attacking options going forward. And he scored 8 goals for Acton Stanley last season, was quite a bright spark in that side. So smart bit of business from MK Dons. Sam Shering though, I think that's a real good signing. Impressed in the division above, and obviously with MK Dons' financial pull, they've managed to pull this one off and made him go down the league, drop down and be probably a solid starter in that back line. I've been impressed with the signings in the back line there. Sam Sherring, Luke Hofford, Lawrence Maguire as well. It's going to make a good back three, I feel. Another team that's done a double bit of business this week is Notts County, announcing the signing of Alex Bass on a permanent deal from Sunderland, and Nick Cerula has joined following the expiry of his contract at Crawley Town. Start off with Alex Bass, real good shot stopper at this division, I feel. He impressed in his time on loan at AFC Wimbledon last season. Obviously Notts County really needed to improve in between the sticks going into this season. They didn't really have an out-and-out number one last season. They rotated through a couple of keepers last season, so I think Alex Bass will come in as their number one, and yeah, it's a good signing, isn't it, I think, for Notts County. Now Nick Cerula, I think this is a real good bit of business. Surprised he didn't want to stay with Crawley Town. He's been there 5 years and getting promoted. I'm a bit surprised he wouldn't want to stay there, but I think Notts County are a good project going forward, aren't they? I think they've got a promising future, and I think he's going to buy into that project that they've put forward there. Real good left wing back, maybe be able to push Jody Jones a bit more forward now to express himself, but he's a real good wing back, can do both, you know, going forward and defensively. And on a free transfer, real good pickup from Notts County, that is. Michael Flint's Cheltenham Town was another team that did a double bit of business this week, announcing the signing of Luke Young on a free transfer from Wrexham, and Arkell Jude Boyd from QPR, who's been released from the Championship outfit. So off with Luke Young, good experience signing in the midfield, that is, I feel. Made over 400 appearances in his career over 3 leagues, League 1, League 2 and the National League, and I think that experience is going to be really valuable for Cheltenham next season. You know, I've got some good midfield options there as well, alongside, you know, your Liam Kinsellas, Elliot Bond, so I think the midfield's looking quite good at Cheltenham. And then Arkell Jude Boyd, the right back, so gives them a real good option there now. Obviously with Sean Long leaving, that's a good place to replace him, and I think good age. He was at Torquay last season. I think he scored 6 goals whilst on loan there, so provides you with some good attacking attributes. I think there's quite a good link. There's a link up now between Torquay with the director of football previously working there, so we may see similar suits with these signings for Cheltenham. Grimsby Town announced the signing of Matty Carson on a free transfer from League 1 side Reading. I think they're doing some smart business here, Grimsby, you know, signing players from the league above, maybe not played as many games as they want, so they're going to be quite hungry when they drop down into this division now to really go and show what they're about, really. And I think Matty Carson really didn't get the game time he wanted at Reading, so I think he'll be a regular starter at left back next season for Grimsby, and I think he's got to show what he can do there. Grimsby Town announced another signing as well. I did mention it in the last one, it was close to being done, but Cameron McJanet has now been announced as a Grimsby Town player leaving Derry City. I did mention it in the last video. I think he's played some real good lot of games for Derry there, you know, at professional level as well, so he's going to hopefully come in and try and tighten the defence up there at Grimsby and push them on next season. Striker Josh Davidson has joined fellow League 2 side Tranmere Rovers after leaving AFC Wimbledon. This one does require a fee though. It's been announced it's going to be an undisclosed fee. Josh Davidson, I've always rated whenever I've watched him. I thought he was really good at Swindon on loan whenever I watched him, a real good presence up there, and then Wimbledon hasn't quite worked out for him. Saw a few Wimbledon fans quite happy with him leaving, so I don't know how to feel about this one for Tranmere. I think obviously the manager Nigel Atkins has worked with him at Charlton, so I think Nigel Atkins is a good manager and hopefully needs to get Josh Davidson back to his best and firing if Tranmere want to do well next season. Swindon announced another signing this week as well, announcing the signing of Ryan Delany. The defender joins after being released from Newport County. I think he made 41 appearances over a couple seasons for Newport, 30 appearances last season, so it was quite a regular start for Newport there, and I think he's obviously got experience of promotion in this league. I think he was part of a squad promotion out of this league with Bolton Wanderers a couple of years ago now. Like I said, Swindon still need a few more signings to really build that squad up, and I think Delany is part of this and adds into the defensive rankings. To wrap up the confirmed transfers, Crewe Alexandra have announced the signing of Hemmings on a 12-month deal with an option to a further 12 months on his deal. So Hemmings, he was in discussions as well to rejoin Stevenage, but has opted to come back to League Two and join Crewe Alexandra. Obviously, plenty of experience in his career in Scotland and England. 32 years old now, so obviously he'll probably replace Elliot Nevitt, who left the door to join Gillingham in this league as well. So it provides you with a good amount of experience, like I said, over 2 countries. Scored a few goals in this division as well, the likes of your Tranmere's. So I think it's not a bad signing on a 12-month deal. If it doesn't work out, they can always release him at the end, but if it does work out, they've got that option to another year as well. On to some transfer rumours now. Let's start off with Morecambe. Apparently they are set to sign Paul Lewis on a free transfer after being released from Tranmere. He hasn't featured much, has he, for Tranmere over the last couple of seasons. I don't know what's gone on there, but previously I thought he's a solid midfielder at this division, playing for the likes of Cambridge. So I think if Morecambe can try and get him back to his best there, if this signing does go through, then I think there'll be benefit off it, obviously. So Morecambe, obviously, with that financial trouble as well, they need to be smart with their signings, and I think if Paul Lewis is backed by the manager there, and Derek Adams, I think we could see the best out of him there. And the final transfer rumour that I saw involves my side, Walsall. According to reports, Isaac Hutchinson is set to leave Walsall to join Bristol Rovers. Obviously this one would require a fee. He's got a year left on his contract, and I am hearing that there is like a release clause in his contract. I don't know how true that is, but if it is, then we'll have to see what the fee is, but hopefully we get a good fee off him, because he was almost our talisman last season. If you look at the stats, 15 goals, 12 assists, very key for our goals really, 27 goal contributions, and I think obviously we'll be losing that out the squad. But is he replaceable? I do think he's. I'm not going to speak too much more about it up until it gets announced, and I'll make a video on it, but yeah, I think it'll be a loss for Walsall, this one. So there you have it. I've rounded up all League 2 action this week. If I have to give a signing of the week, I think there's been some real good bit of business, but I am really impressed with the signing of Nick Cerula for Notts County at left wing back. I think it's going to be a smart addition, like I said. They've got a proper left wing back now. I know Jody Jones did it last season, but they could push him further on there as more of a winger or an attacking midfielder. So I think it's a good signing, good profile, and he had a pretty good career at Crawley Town already. Let me know your thoughts on your team's business or transfer rumours this week. Be good to hear in the comments. Like this video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.